Do you feel that you've ever experienced stress in your life? Stress is something that everybody has experienced in their life. In fact, it is something all animals experience. In some cases, it can save lives just because it's a response mechanism. There are three major types of stress. One is routine stress. A second one is stress caused by sudden changes in your life. And the third one is traumatic stress. Routine stress is pressure from different things that you go through on a daily basis. That could be school, work, family problems, or any other daily responsibility that you feel brings pressure in your life. Stress brought on by sudden changes could be anything from divorce, sudden death in the family, sudden illness in the family, or losing your job is another good example of that. Traumatic stress also has multiple different things. Death, again, fits in this category. A few other examples would be war, major car accident, or any natural disaster that happens is considered traumatic stress. Stress affects people in numerous different ways, not only mentally, but physically, emotionally, and behaviorally. Stress targets the weak part of our immune system and triggers health issues or advances health issues that we already have, such as psoriasis or headaches, or high blood pressure or other skin problems. A lot of people have heard of stress causing acne. When people get stressed, they break out in zits or something like that. Stress will continue to affect emotionally, physically, and behaviorally with constant change. Cognitive changes include memory problems, self-doubt, troubles concentrating in school, at work, or even at home. Listening can be an issue as well. Emotionally, you may experience depression, anxiety. Mood swings are very common, and if it's very extreme, thoughts of suicide could be present. Behavioral issues could be using different substances such as drugs or alcohol. Not motivated, being kind of lazy, or withdrawing in activities that you would normally partake in. And a big one is sleeping patterns, changing a lot, losing a lot of sleep, staying up all night, worrying. In my abnormal psychology class, we touched on stress a lot, and in the abnormal psychology textbook by Ronald D. Comer, he stated, researchers now believe that stress can interfere with the activity of lymphocytes, slowing them down and thus increasing a person's susceptibility to viral and bacterial infections, and that was on page 269. There are different ways to deal with stress, and depending on the person and who the person is seeing as a doctor or a therapist, the suggestions might be different. A few different ways that are known to help people with a lot of stress are meditating and yoga. Those kind of go hand in hand, and those help you by really focusing on yourself and having time away from everything else, being in a quiet place and focusing on breathing and yourself again. Counseling, if stress is very extreme, you can see a therapist or a counselor to talk about what the problems are in your life, and a counselor or therapist might be able to help talk you through how to make these problems maybe not disappear, but lessen the issues, which will in turn lessen the stress that you have going on. And a really common one that I found to be effective is exercising. I like to go work out. Sometimes if you go for a run or even get a lift in, lifting weights and letting that pressure out and turning your anger or stress into a good workout can help you feel better about yourself. Medical professionals are doing more to try to figure out how to cope with stress and try to eliminate stress out of a lot of people's lives. I found a quote in an article that states, stress reduction or problem solving seminars are workshops of group sessions in which mental health professions can teach employees techniques for coping, solving problems, and handling or reducing stress, and that was in the textbook on page 546. So, stress is something that we endure every day. The severity of stress depends on what kind of activities we're taking place in, and the different things that we do on a daily basis. But with the different ways of coping with stress, we can try to find something to help reduce that or lessen the stress that we are enduring in our lives.